y'all, this is Jessica Pettit with Conversations That Matter. And what's super incredible to me is I'm here at She Podcast, which is a women's podcasting conference, doing diversity consulting. So I'm sitting in a booth, answering people's questions, etc., etc. What is fascinating to me is that regardless of newness or veteran status of doing podcasts, everyone has the same question, regardless of social identities, regardless of where people are from. Everyone's asking how to diversify their guests or their audiences so that they're not pandering or tokenizing to people with different social identities. So just a second ago, this beautiful black woman who does a podcast, has like 700,000 downloads a month. She said to me that she had no intention of her podcast ever being specifically for black women, but that seems to be her only audience. So we talked a little bit. She took 2 steps away. This white woman came up, exact same situation. I never intended for my podcast to be only for white women. How do I diversify this without pandering and tokenizing? So I thought this might be a conversation worth having. So I thought I would say that anytime you're doing any kind of outreach or marketing or something, the main thing to do is to not rely on how diverse your own realm of influence is, but to rely on the diversity of your realm of influence's realm of influence. You see, like, different layers. So what I've told everyone is to ask their listeners and their current guests to introduce their podcast to 2 people that they don't know. But then to ask, here's the key, ask those 2 people to introduce it to 1 person, paying it forward. This removes it just from your own realm of influence, but 2 levels out, kind of like LinkedIn, right? Is that there's so many people out there who are desperately seeking your message or content that you need to connect with, you need to outreach for, whether you're hiring for jobs or looking for guests for your podcast. And all you have to do is ask the people who are already in who else is out there, but then ask who else is out there to ask who else is out there. By asking those particular questions, you're going to be able to get a much more diverse audience, a wider spread, etc. One more piece of advice is Google the words that you're nervous about Googling. If you want to do something that with black physicists, then you're going to have to Google black physicists. A lot of us have been trained to be really nervous about even typing the word lesbian. But if you're looking for lesbian librarians, that's the way to do it. So use Google with the words that you're nervous about saying, and use your realm of influence and their realm of influence to really get your message out there. That is a message and a very important conversation to have, regardless of your identities and your experience. That is a conversation worth having.